My game just received a big visual makeover, but under the hood it's still a total mess. Repeated code, duplicate sprites and inefficient systems have caused the file size to balloon, and for working on this game to become a frustrating chore. But it's time to fix that, so let's jump right in. Hey, HannahMouse1 here. For those of you who don't know me, I am an aspiring game dev who's trying to show you that you can make professional quality games in even beginner-friendly software such as Scratch. My main project, A Farmer's Life, is a top-down 2D farming simulator game that's inspired by Stardew Valley, and today we are continuing the focus on the visual overhaul that we started in the last devlog, focusing on the items and the inventory page. I started by redrawing every item in the new style, prioritizing 3 things: using the updated color palette, adding more detail, especially to older assets, and incorporating more diagonals to break away from the rigid square shapes. Previously, each item had a built-in background box, which meant that I needed separate versions whenever the box wasn't needed or had to be a different color. Now, items have a versatile shadow instead, allowing me to use the same asset everywhere and to simply add a box when necessary. In total, I had to remake over 200 items, but it wasn't as overwhelming as it sounds. Many items like the different types of seeds, pickles, jams and drinks could share similar designs, and the more recent assets already had enough detail, so I just applied the new palette. I also used these items for the inventory tab icons, making them consistent with the new style. The tab labels are redone to match the ones from the previous devlog. Another long overdue feature was a text manager. Since I use custom fonts, anytime I had to add in new text, I had to copy in each letter manually, an absolute time sink. With the new art update requiring me to recolor every text asset anyway, and with the narrative side of the game coming soon, which means a lot of dialogue boxes, this was the perfect time to fix it. The system is pretty simple for now. It supports the 2 main fonts, it automatically adjusts line breaks to fit within a set width, and the text is left aligned for now, but I can add more options like centered text later if needed. If you would like a tutorial on how this works, let me know and I'd be happy to make one. I integrated this system into the inventory UI, using it to display item names, quantities, placement restrictions, and additional information like bait power. This allowed me to delete a ton of old assets, including mouse over labels and UI elements that previously had baked in text. I also made some gameplay tweaks to the inventory system. Items unlock gradually rather than being visible from the start. This helps reinforce the sense of progression. For example, the tier 2 crops that require a lab upgrade, or the animal products which require the barn to be built. And the furniture items were removed from the main inventory since they're only relevant when decorating the farmhouse, which has its own menu. Here's a before and after of the inventory. I do feel like it could use something in the background, but I'm not sure what. If you have any ideas, let me know. The completion log has a similar setup to the inventory, so I tackled that next. I created tab icons for the achievements and friendship sections, while the rest were repurposed from the inventory tabs. The log layout is mostly the same as the inventory UI, but instead of showing current quantities, it tracks how many of each item you've collected overall. Some extra details like placement restrictions were removed since they aren't relevant here. Undiscovered items appear here in grayscale, an idea suggested by someone on the channel Discord. Fun fact, in Scratch you can make a sprite grayscale by setting the color effect to infinity. The friendship tab required some tricky recoloring, especially for skin tones. The human eye is very sensitive to subtle color shifts in faces, and in some cases I think the older versions looked better. But one thing I've learned from this update is that consistency matters more than individual assets. Even if a few of the sprites looked better before, the overall game benefits from having a cohesive style. You might notice that I didn't touch the achievements tab yet. That's because I'm planning to add new achievements in this update, so I'll handle all that at once. One thing I did do though was to update the completion bar to match the new UI colors and to reposition it so that it doesn't clash with the text boxes. Here's a before and after of the completion log. Finally, I moved the pickup icons from their own independent sprite into the inventory icon sprite, eliminating yet another set of unnecessary assets. And that's all that I got done for this devlog, so apart from that, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you did. It lets me know that this is something you want to see more of. Join the Discord or play the latest build of the game in the description down below, and I'll see you